did not buy the damn Camaro, like, it ain't worth it, bro. It's just not worth it, I'm telling you. Hey guys, what's up? My name is Tantog. I make videos about lifestyle, fitness, and the military. Today I'm going to be talking about 5 mistakes brand new airmen make. And this can apply to anyone among any branch of the military. These are just basically 5 mistakes that kind of hinder your progression in transition into a new lifestyle. So if you guys are interested in this video, keep on watching. If not, I will see you guys in the next video. And before we get started, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification button so you do not miss any of my videos. Click the like button so that it will help my channel, and also comment down below if you made this mistake. It'd be fun to hear everyone's experiences or just stories in general, so definitely leave that below. The first thing we're going to talk about is going into debt, or basically not having a financial plan. So the amazing thing about the Air Force, or just generally the military, there's a ton of resources for financial help. There are resources that will help you live a sustainable life with, you know, budgeting and all that stuff, working with your finances and all that. So we get our food paid for, our housing and health care, and we also get a paycheck on top of that. This is one of the many benefits that we get out of the military, as well as free school. The military is a great resource for people to start, especially if you're fresh out of high school or even college and you want to be an officer. Typically, if you're a brand new airman, you are among the teens, you're just fresh out of high school, this might be your first job. Joining the military is basically like another job on top of other things. Use your resources, ask for help. Sometimes we can make bad mistakes getting a credit card, maxing it out like me, but also you need to learn how to budget. What is your debt to income ratio? What are some things that you can cut off for bills? I highly suggest you get with your supervisor and go over those things, or get the help you need with the right people. The next mistake we're going to talk about is getting a DUI or underage drinking. Alright, so typically for people who are, again, fresh out of high school, not 21 yet, a lot of this temptation happens where underage drinking happens at the dorms. You will probably get caught, I will tell you straight up. You're gonna get a lot of briefings on this, especially every single weekend. Don't drink and drive. If you're underage, don't even try it. And also in some states like Washington, weed is legal. We can't have weed as military personnel. Also, listen, DUIs are super expensive. Literally, an Uber is a lot cheaper. I believe the average price for a DUI with all the fees and all of everything comes out to $11,000. It is very expensive. I believe the ticket for a DUI in general is like, I want to say $1,200. I know it's like $1,000 and up, but just take the damn Uber, have a plan, have a backup plan, and if all fails, call your freaking supervisor, and if all fails, call a friend. We would rather have you come home safely rather than have you, you know, get a DUI at the gate or anywhere, or, you know, be a drunk driver, kill someone's, you know, child late at night when, you know, a family's trying to go home from a road trip. Don't be that person that literally ruins their career out of something that you could have controlled. Have a DD, have a designated driver. All these solutions are so simple, yet people just make it very complicated. Just don't do it. The next mistake, I can personally vouch for this because I did it. Marrying just because, or for the benefits, or because you fell in love with the first person that gave you attention. Fell in love with the first person that gave you attention. Alright, this might offend a lot of people, but if this doesn't apply to you, you're probably not going to be offended because it doesn't apply to you. So if you are offended by this, this might apply to you because it might be hitting a trigger. All right, so let me talk about this. I was married to a guy in the military and we had a child. We were together for 4 years. We were dating for only 6 months. We got married right away. I just came out of literally the day after I broke up with my ex-boyfriend of 5 years in a very, very toxic environment and relationship. I moved on to my ex. I was basically out of the relationship before it even ended with that toxic guy. And once I married, or once I got with my my ex-husband, it was easy because he treated me well. It wasn't a toxic relationship in the beginning. I don't really want to go into details on why we got divorced. We moved too fast. We really did. 6 months is not a good amount of time to get to know someone. We had a child, I believe, in 2 years of knowing each other. I didn't have a job. I was a stay-at-home mom. I lost a lot of identity in that process as a spouse. And if you're marrying someone who doesn't have a job, who doesn't have, you know, goals, it's gonna really start pulling on some strings in your marriage. And I'm gonna be straightforward with you. If your spouse doesn't have direction with their life, I'm sorry to say it, it's gonna be very difficult. You might get into a lot of fights, bickering. Being a military member is very stressful. We deal with a lot of stuff, and depending on your job, it can be long hours or it can be mentally and physically taxing, especially if they are not part of the military lifestyle and they're a civilian. They might not understand and they might not want to understand. Not to say that certain people can adapt. It's a very hard lifestyle, and if they don't want to adapt, the average divorce rate is 50%. So 1 out of 2 people or 2 marriages will fail, and that's very sad. A lot of people do it because it's for the benefits. Literally, the benefits aren't even that great. There might be certain branches that you have to be in the barracks for so long, and I totally get how miserable it can get living with multiple people for so many years. Now, this is where it comes into knowing what you're getting into prior to joining your particular branch. That's why I joined the Air Force. I knew they were going to take care of me, and I knew that their standards are quite higher than most branches. Now, bringing it back to marriage, do not do it unless you are absolutely sure. You've consulted with your parents or your guardian or loved ones or trust ones. You've consulted with the person and you have direction with your marriage. Where are you going with your marriage? Why are you guys getting married? Love is not a feeling. Like, I'm 25, guys, and you know, I'm a mom and I have been divorced. I'm telling you to save the hurt. Don't get married just because you have feelings for someone. Feelings can change, and it's very harsh to say and to know, but feelings do change. Love is sacrifice. Love is being able to sacrifice what you want for another person. Sacrificing your time, your efforts, your energy. Sometimes when you don't want to do things, you're showing your love by doing it for the person that you want it. You know, like going to counseling. You don't want to go to counseling because of your ego, but because you want to work on your marriage, you're going to go to counseling. You know, there's things like that. And even just as small as, I'm going to get water for my wife because she wants it. She's being a little lazy right now and she didn't have a good day. Communication is huge, and we can talk about this in a different video, but just seriously, like, really consider your actions when getting married. You are gonna save yourself a lot of hurt and a lot of money. Divorces aren't cheap, and especially if you don't really know the person and don't trust the person enough, you can get screwed out. You don't want to be a part of that horror story. just don't do it unless you actually are willing to sacrifice a lot for this person, and vice versa for the person on the other end. Know that they are going to be willing to sacrifice their lives, especially if you're in the military and they're civilian. Their lives are going to be taken away multiple times. They're gonna have to move with you. They're gonna have to be away from their family. Getting a job constantly every 4 years, that's rough. Take advantage of it if you are definitely sure of this person, but don't take advantage of it just because. That's not the right way to go. So the next mistake airmen make is not getting involved. So this goes into something that is very, very important to me, and it has to do with mental health and suicide. The suicide rate is extremely high in the Air Force right now, and just in general because of COVID as well. A huge mistake is not getting involved. We are definitely meant as humans to interact with people. Even though I'm antisocial, I make sure that I spend time with people and get involved and volunteer, because I swear to God, it makes you feel so much better once you're done. Now, you don't need to do every single event. You don't have to hang out with everyone every single time they invite you. Let them know you're not feeling good, you don't want to do it. Let them know you don't want to volunteer, but you will consider the next one. You don't have to pick up every single offer that is handed to you. That is creating boundaries for yourself. I understand what it feels like to be completely alone, to be a single mother. Sometimes I can get uncomfortable, but that's what the growth is here for. And I hope you join because you wanted to grow, you wanted to get a little uncomfortable and, you know, be involved with something super great. We all have a special gift that we can give to others. If you're great at gaming, you can do like a gaming group. If you love CrossFit, you can get involved with a CrossFit community or even start one. The list can definitely go on, but don't be that airman that gets stuck in their room, in their dorms all day and, you know, complains about their shitty life and all this stuff. We are all going through it. I swear to you, the person who you think that has it all together doesn't have it all together. I definitely don't have it together. The grass is not greener on the other side, and you have to realize you need to water your own grass in order for you to see growth within yourself, within your area of interest. All right, I'm going off topic. I kind of lost my head of space, but basically, get involved, guys. Like, even sometimes you don't want to do it. I can tell you that people are going to be appreciative of your time and efforts for volunteering. If you are getting noticed by the commander of your unit or your base, like for good reasons, for volunteering and all that stuff and being involved, it's a great thing. So don't think that your volunteering is nothing. It really does make an impact. All right, and the last thing that is very important, but a lot of people, not even just airmen, but generally a lot of people, they don't maintain their fitness. We get all these stories about, oh, I'm so good shape and BMT and la la la, I had a great run time. Realistically, that's not realistic. Unless you are continuing with that routine outside of BMT, you are probably not gonna have, you know, the best sleep, the best run time anymore. It was a very controlled environment. You didn't have a lot of freedom. You were stuck to a schedule and that was it. Once you're in operational, you have a lot of freedom. You have the choice to go out and drink. You have the choice to not go and work out. Fitness is a requirement in the military per your branch and whatever PT test you have. You need to pass it. And don't just try to get by. You aren't really going to benefit from that at all, from one, your health, and two, just career progression. If you're trying to progress in your career, shoot for the damn stars. Like, that's not cheesy, but like, I don't know if it's just me or what, but I don't like when people want to just get by to get things done. That's not, like, what's the purpose of even being here in the first place? You want to join because I would assume a lot of people want to better themselves. They want to see how far, you know, they can progress from, I don't know, whatever situation you are in. But stop being mediocre. Stop shooting for mediocrity. Just stop lowering your standards for yourself. You are absolutely capable of doing amazing things. And I say this with my full heart. I believe everyone has a lot of potential, but they're just not hanging out with the right people. They're just doubting themselves, and trust me, there are so many days where I'm like, dude, why am I even here? Like, sometimes I suck at my job. Sometimes I literally can't speak, and that's why I'm sharing it to you. I really care about people, and I really care that people are, you know, making sure that they are making their time worth out of this life. This life, literally, this life isn't coincidental. You are born on purpose with a purpose, and that is your job to figure it out. Like, literally give it a shot on random things that you wouldn't expect to do or want to do. You know, just explore and take advantage of this time, and stop wasting your time with people who would never do crap for you. I do consider myself a mentor for people. Find someone, find a mentor that's gonna help you, and really take advantage of that opportunity with them. Humble yourself, learn, grow. One huge tip that I have to give is stop taking correction and feedback personally. I've been doing that. Sometimes I still do it. I'm working on it, and that's what we want to see is progression, and we want to see that you're trying. And you know, honestly, I was horrible at, you know, job knowledge and all this stuff in security forces, but I progressed a lot. I know a lot now because I wanted to. They are giving you feedback because they care, and a lot of people take it to offense a lot, like myself, and I will admit that. Just learn, you know. And if someone, you know, you think like, oh well, he doesn't even do it, just take it with a grain of salt. Just say, thank you, sir. Stop taking things personally. We don't have to be offended with every feedback that we get, and you don't need to argue back. Usually they will stop talking. I can tell you, if you keep going back and forth and fighting things, it's just gonna be wasteful conversation. And especially if your mind's set on yes or no, it's not gonna be productive. Stop having unproductive talks and arguments. It's just such a waste of energy. But anyways, we're gonna close this video because it's probably long at this point. I really hope this helps anyone who is new into the military lifestyle. And I know I talked mainly about the Air Force, but I'm in the Air Force, so, you know, just kind of twist it into your version of your brand. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you still have not subscribed yet, please subscribe to me. I make a ton of videos on like stuff like this. Just, I wanna be there for you guys, and I wanna be that mentor that you don't have at your base or just generally. And just to let you know, if you have noticed, I haven't been on Instagram lately. I just haven't really been feeling Instagram. Honestly, I deactivated my Instagram because I wanted to make sure I focused on my studies and finish out my personal training certificate and progress from there. There's a whole different direction I want to take with my Instagram and not make it like about me anymore. So just stay tuned for that. Definitely subscribe, comment down below if any of these things were helpful, or if you've experienced it. I'd love to hear your stories and get a good laugh, because girl, I've been through some of these things, and yeah. So all right, I hope you guys have a good one. Bye.